Hello folks and welcome back to Shogun Total War, where I'm playing as Clan Oda. And so far I'm off to a very good start here. In fact, funny enough, this is the best start I've ever had while playing as Clan Oda. I started this campaign by telling y'all that this was, in my opinion, the hardest campaign in Shogun Total War, and so far it's been laughably easy for me. Now, I realize that comes with a lot of practice. I have practiced these battles in Issa and Yamashiro a lot, and so I guess you could say that they looked easy because I'm good at them, but it's also just the fact that for some reason the AI armies were not playing very aggressively in either of these battles, and when your army is mainly composed of warrior monks, you should be playing aggressively, and they didn't really force the issue, and they didn't really make it seem like I had to do a whole lot. But it is, it is to be said that the tactics that I use in each of these battles are valid. They work. And if you would like to try using this strategy in your own campaigns, my tactics, my strategies should work if you attempt them in your own. So that should be fine. Now going forward, I am looking at initiating a war against Clan Mori here pretty soon. Now I am kind of tempted to sit back and actually kind of invest my money in building up a little bit before I start engaging in a war, because right now it would be nice to actually build up a little bit of infrastructure, build up my economy a little bit, and frankly just build up my forces a little bit as well. But I feel like I'm in a situation where a good offense is going to be a good defense, especially when it comes to my southern border. It's tough because I don't really have much in the way of recruitment centers down here in my southern areas. It would be nice to build up a couple spear dojos, say here in Iga or here in Omi, maybe even a spear dojo here in Yamashiro, just so I can reinforce my southern border and the conflicts that are going to be happening here faster. Because right now I'm going to be reinforcing from Awari and Issa, and that's going to take 4 turns for any units to come over here. I do have an archery dojo here in Yamashiro, so I can build archers here, and that's good. Let's see, actually my training, no. Don't want to train archers here. I think I want to train archers here in Yamashiro. Yeah, because these guys are going to get a +1 honor bonus from the province bonus from Yamashiro. Now I am tempted to initiate this war against Mori. So just to be clear, my short-term goals with my conflict with Mori is simply to take the Mori capital, which is here in Mimasaka. And I want to do that just to cripple them. I don't really intend on going on a full-scale war and taking out all of this territory right now, just because that's going to be very slow progress. And what I'd rather do is just take Mimasaka just to cripple them, and then hold this line here at Mimasaka while I focus more on taking the island of Shikoku. I want to take Shikoku because I believe this is going to be the first place that I have access to that the Portuguese are going to land on, and therefore provide access to me, so I have access to their trade and to their guns and all that. So I want to take Shikoku as early as possible. I just need to take Mimasaka just to kind of push Mori back and kind of get them off of me, and I think that should do. Now there is a really nice opportunity here for me to kill the daimyo of Mori, Lord, let's see, was his name Mori Matanari? Yeah, Mori Matanari, and he's a 5-star general, but he looks to be completely alone here in Tajima, and I don't believe he has any sons that are of age yet, so if I kill him, I do believe that his clan will disband. However, that brings up another question, which is, I wonder who he's allied to. So he's allied to the Shimazu clan, which means that if I kill him, there's a chance that the Shimazu clan is going to take up most of his territories. In fact, a lot of times what will happen when a clan is eliminated, their territories will be split up between whoever their allies are, and then also some of them will go rebel as well. So that might actually be bad for me in the long run, because then I'd just be making Shimazu twice as powerful, because at that point they would have most of Kyushu and then a few, these provinces as well, if they ended up taking those provinces from Mori. So that's kind of tricky. That would be quite a long fight to go in against Shimazu as well. But I still feel like in the long run, or maybe not the long run, but maybe in the short run, it'd be good just to get rid of Mori, take Mimasaka, kind of keep them off of me so that I can kind of go for Shikoku. That's what I have in mind, and I think I have to preemptively strike as well. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, so I'm going to have to take a look at my forces here and see how I can split them up. I like this force, just because I have a Yari Samurai and then a Warrior Monk. 2 archers ain't bad either. I don't know what they have here, but I do know they have a 3-star general, which is obviously better than my 1-star general. And then speaking of generals, my only generals that I have that are really worth anything are my 3-star daimyo and then my 3-star heir. That's pretty much it. Everything else I have, 1-star here, 1-star here. So don't really have any other good generals right now, and I'm curious to see if that's a trait of the Oda clan itself. I feel like the generals that you end up with in each clan is predetermined. I do feel like that's a real thing. So even though it kind of appears to be randomly generated based on whatever troops you're training in whatever provinces, I do think that is actually a predetermined set thing that the developers put in this game to essentially balance the clans out. For example, when I was playing as Clan Mori, I do feel like I was getting a lot more better generals than I was when I was playing as Clan Shimazu. But to balance that out, Clan Shimazu gets more heirs than Clan Mori. So I think that's how that works, and if this is to be, if we can believe anything off of this, it's not looking like Oda gets good generals. But maybe that changes. Maybe I get better generals later on in the campaign. I don't know yet. It's been a long time since I've played the entire Oda campaign to myself, so I don't remember what kind of generals I get later in the campaign. What I do know is that what I have now ain't much. Now, I have a feeling that this army could take this army just alone because of my warrior monks. I do have 1 unit there. They're a little damaged, but I still think they could beat whatever is here in Awaji. Unfortunately, my emissary is dead, so I can't really get any forward scouting done. And let's see, am I building a... Yes, I'm building a border watchtower here. So next turn, I will be able to see what's in all of these territories. And that leaves me to my next conundrum, which is I would like to take Echizen as quickly as possible, just because Echizen is a supremely easily defensible province. Very, very high mountains in Echizen, and it would give me a very good northern border to hold against the northern clans. And also, the reason why I want to take Echizen is that I want to essentially force these rebels off of Echizen without having to even fight me, and having them reinforce the rest of their warrior monk brethren here in Kaga. I do believe whatever is here is going to be at least 1 warrior monk unit. Also, the 3-star general is not bad at all. And I'd rather just have them reinforce Kaga and have Kaga kind of provide a bulwark against any northern aggression for me. That's what I would prefer. Now, what makes me nervous about this is that now I know if I simply leave 1 unit to defend here in Mino and send the rest of this army here to Echizen and push them off, I know they'll run away. I know this group will run away to Kaga, and that'll be good. However, if Imagawa attacks me, because I have a castle, I know that whatever unit I leave here to garrison Mino can simply retreat to the castle and essentially stall Imagawa's progress. That will at least hold them up for 1 turn, and that will allow me to return from Echizen into Mino and take Mino back. That's all fine, and that's why I build castles in nearly every province that I take. So I understand that that's not the worst thing if that happens. Mainly what I don't want to happen, though, is that I just don't want to tempt the war anyway. I don't want to tempt them, and I don't want to start a war, because once we're at war, they're going to turn their attention towards me. instead of, Yasugi or Hojo or Takeda. So I'd rather have them just continue focusing on the north. And if I give them this opportunity, they might take that opportunity and then end up in a war against me. And I'd rather that not happen if I can avoid it. And that's what's making me think that, so what do I do then? Do I just... Because it's not a huge army here, Imagawa, but it's something. And I know I could beat this army in Echizen if I, bring a lot of what I have here in Mino. If I, say bring half of what I have here in Mino, I could potentially just force them off. But will the remaining force be enough to deter Imagawa from attacking me? That's the question. And I think I'm going to wait one more turn for the answer because like I said, I'm building this border watchtowers, and that's going to allow me to see what's in every province that borders Mino. So I'll be able to see this force in Mikawa, this force in Shinano, this force in Hira, even this rebel force in Echizen. So that's going to be very valuable for me, and I'll be able to use that information to determine what my next move is going to be. So I'm going to wait to decide on that. And yeah, it's just going to be a question of whether or not I feel like I can pull this off now. It's gonna crack off soon. Either they're going to attack me or I'm going to attack them. And I think I would prefer to be on the offensive. Not that I don't think I would be able to hold it. Just like with the garrison defense in Mino, the way that this works is that even though I'm only defending Wakasa with one unit, it's fine because there's a castle here. So if they want to attack Wakasa, I'm simply going to retreat to this castle with my Ashigaru unit. And it's a little weird. So in a sense, I do lose control of the province because I won't be able to train any units from here, and I won't be able to earn any money this year from this province that gets taken. But that garrison's still going to be there in that castle holding up the army. Now the way this works is that once you take control of a territory and the enemy retreats into their castle, you can keep moving forward. So essentially if they attacked me in Wakasa with their daimyo and then I retreat, he could, move into Omi or Mino or, even Echizen if he wanted to go with war with the rebels. He can continue on even though that army is there in the castle. But what that means is that once they move past that province without fully eliminating that garrison, once that garrison force is no longer being hemmed in and trapped inside the castle, they can take control of the province again and therefore trap this army behind enemy lines. So that's why castles hold armies up. They get stuck. They have to essentially wait until the siege is over, or they have to attack the castle to siege the enemy out. That's why these castles work very well. Even if I'm just going to defend with one unit, it's fine because it gives me one turn to react. That's a way for me to essentially defend an entire front with technically one army. Now, I'm kind of breaking that strategy a little bit just by defending Kawachi with, more than one unit, simply because it's a river province. I don't want to actually have to attack Kawachi because that's what happens. When you retreat to the castle and then you return to this province the next turn with, say your actual army, it treats it as a attacking battle so that I would have to attack over the river, which, I'd rather not do. So in this case, with Kawachi, I would like to, defend it with a force that's hopefully big enough to fend off an attack. However, this is why I'm thinking about attacking. The fact that they can attack Kawachi with a force here from Awaji and whatever this is here in Harima, this is a decent little group, plus that might be able to beat what I have here in Kawachi. Even though I do have this warrior monk, and even though I do have a Yari samurai and two samurai archers, that's not bad for a small little force on defending a river. But going up against a 3-star general and then whatever all of this is, I don't know. I just don't know because I don't have any information on what these armies are. So that's what makes me think I should really go on the offensive here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a minute and see what it's going to take for me to pull this off. And I've just realized that I've already moved my daimyo's army this turn, so no attack is going to happen against Mori on this turn itself. However, there's one thing I was looking at, and that is, I think I wanted to destroy this Buddhist temple. Since I already have a Buddhist temple here in Yamashiro, so I can still train warrior monks if I need to. What I'd rather have the money right now. And I can get 375 koku if I destroy this Buddhist temple. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start building a castle here in Iga. That way I can start building a spear dojo when that castle's done. Because I need as many, right now, at this point, I need some unit production facilities for my southern front and my northern front. So I need as much help as I can get right now. So without further ado, I think I'm ready to end the turn here. Alright, so I have the border watchtower finished here in Mino. Looks like Imagawa has taken... Did they take Echigo? I'm curious. I'm going to look at the map here. Checking out the throne room, and yeah, Imagawa did take Echigo. That's a very good province. It's a river province, and it's rich. And there's a mine there, I believe. So yeah, holy moly. And Yasugi has taken Hitachi. Here, I can show you this on this map. Hitachi is a Hojo province. Yasugi has taken this off of the Hojo, but they've lost Echigo to Imagawa. So yeah, that war so far is going well for Imagawa. Next, I want to look back at this again. And yeah, currently right now, Mori has control of Sanuki and Shimazu has control of Iyo. So that's typically what happens. Now, I don't think anything else happened on this front. Looks like everyone's still exactly the same size as they were before. So that's good. This also... Okay, so now I have vision on them. One warrior monk, one samurai archer. That's kind of what I expected. What about here? In Yasugi, they have Samurai Archer, Yari Sam, and then 3 Yari Samurai. Not bad, actually. And then, oh man, Shinano is completely undefended. Huh. Okay, so this is my time. This is my time to strike. I need to take Echizen now. The question is, will Yasugi come after me? You know, if Yasugi actually wants to declare war on me and attempts to fight me here in Mino, it'll be a mistake. I mean, I will just as soon return and fight them off of Mino. And whether or not that war is actually declared, it doesn't really matter because right now Hida is completely cut off from the rest of Yasugi's territories because they start off with Shinano, which connects them to the rest of their territory up here. Once Imagawa takes Shinano during the first turn, Hida gets cut off from the rest of their clan. And at this point, if they want to start a one province war against me, I'm not that worried about it. So I think this is going to be the time for me to attack Echizen. And I will look to attack Mori as well. Now this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about going and taking my daimyo and sending him straight after Mori's daimyo here in Tajima. And I will send... Let's see, one more unit of Ashigaru with him. Let's see, maybe this unit of 58 men can go with him and help him fight against... Yes, I would like to declare war against Lord Mori. And hopefully my daimyo along with the Ashigaru unit can fight him off. In fact, should I send another Ashigaru? Yeah, just this 23-man unit. Just want to make sure I win that fight. And then what I'm thinking is I can leave an Ashigaru unit behind just to make sure I garrison Tamba. And then I can send this force here to attack Harima. And then I'm thinking as well of sending this unit of warrior monks to Harima as well to help fight this. And then I'll reinforce Kawachi with this archer unit just to bolster this a little bit. It's a little scary leaving it this unprotected versus whatever here is here in Awaji, but in any case, if they do attack, I you know, I do have 3 archers. 3 archers isn't bad, especially in a river battle. Now, what I'm thinking as well is I do want to bring my shinobi over to help protect my heir against any potential assassination attempts, because I do know there is ninjas at play right now, especially because Imagawa starts the campaign with ninjas, so I should protect my heir against any potential assassination attempts as quickly as possible. And let's see, I think, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to defend Mino with just a token garrison, 4 Ashigaru units, and 1 samurai archer. Like I said, there's nothing here in Shinano, but just to kind of make sure that Yusugi doesn't get any ideas. And then what I have here should be enough to push off this rebel force in Echizen. I have, 4 archers, 1 Yari samurai, and 2 Yari Ashigaru. That should be enough to make them just retreat to Kaga. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Now, it is autumn, so I do want to make sure that my taxes are set to punitive, so that I'm making as much money as possible during this harvest, and I do have a little bit of money to spend. So what would I like to spend it on? Soldiers, or I'm thinking either, maybe I should just build another, because I do want another dojo here in Omi. Or I can build another unit. I can't afford another samurai archer, so I think I'll just do that. I'll train another samurai archer here in Yamashiro. I'm getting a little archer heavy here on my southern flank. That's why I wanted to train or build a spear dojo here in Iga, so that I can reinforce with more spearmen to my southern flank. So yeah, they'll be fine for now, and I think I like this. I think that this is looking good, so let's end the turn and see how this shakes down. Alright, so now I have the improved farmland that's finished being built in Yamashiro. That's good. Making a little bit more money there. And I have that castle that's finished in Iga as well. So that's good as well. And then improved farmland in Isa. So making some more money. Now, what's going to happen here in these battles? Alright, so Mori has retreated from Harima. Interesting, because that was the province that he had actually defended more. So he's retreated from Harima, so I'm guessing he's reinforcing Tajima. And yeah, so what we're looking at is, this was a very small force that I sent, 92 guys, and then they reinforced their daimyo, so it's going to be 191 of theirs. I'm just going to call off this attack. I do not want to get my daimyo killed, quite frankly, so I'm going to retreat. And then, yes, this is the outcome that I really wanted. The rebel general is retreating from Echizen, and so I get Echizen without a fight. Good. And then, let's see. Yusugi did attack Shinano, and it looks like, you know, they tried to take advantage of the fact that Shinano was undefended, but Imagawa reacted in time, and it looks like Yusugi had to retreat from that conflict. Now, I had a good harvest, which means all of my revenues from my crops are up by 25%. Looking at a treasury of 2,784 koku, so that's not bad. Gives me something to work with. So I got Harima. That's good. And I have a mine in Harima, because Harima has silver deposits, so it means it's making 400 koku just from the silver alone, not to mention the 220 koku from the farm income. That's not bad. Now the question is, am I going to be able to hold Harima? Now I can bring my taxes down to very low, and interesting. I wonder... This is interesting. I do think I want to attempt to hold Harima. Here's what's going to be a little dicey, though, because at this point, because my main force isn't centralized anymore, it's forward of my least defended province here of Wakasa. That means that if this force here in Tajima tries to take Wakasa, I can't defend immediately as I could before. Now, I do have some forces in the area. I do have a force here led by my daimyo, a couple Ashigaru, and then I do have an archer unit in Yamashiro, so I could reinforce with something. Also, I could bring some troops over from Echizen and Mino, so it wouldn't be the worst thing if he went for this. In fact, if he did attack Wakasa and then essentially gets cut off, because I could take Tajima. So if he takes Wakasa and I take a Tajima and then cut him off, I could really mess him up. So that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but that means that I would have to keep being aggressive here. And look, the goal of my initial conquest is right within grasp here. If I can just take Mimasaka for one turn and then burn down all of the buildings that are inside of it, all of the production facilities that Mori has started the campaign with, then I can get a really good head start on this war against Mori. So I have some options here for sure, and I have to think about what I want to do with these choices. No, I do know that I want to build a castle here at Echizen for sure. Oh, and I have a border watchtower here, so that's cool. Got a border watchtower, and yeah, I can see what having Kaga. And this is just, see, this is why I don't want to come close to this. Like I am not going to attack Kaga anytime soon. Hopefully one of the other clans tries to take Kaga, but look at this. They got a 4-star general and a 3-star general, both warrior monks, a couple of archers, and then inside the castle, 4 more warrior monks, 2 more archers. It's just, oh man, it's just a lot. So right now, that's in between me and, you know, whatever is up here, which isn't a lot. Nodo's typically rebel held. Echu, I believe, is also rebel held. So it's nothing really in the way right now, but eventually either Yusugi or Imagawa will take these provinces, and Kaga's going to provide a nice little bulwark against those forces. So that's a good thing. That's nice. And am I building the castle? Yeah, build a castle here in Echizen, and that'll give me time to essentially retreat back to Mino. Now, it makes me wonder, though. I wonder how many forces I have to leave here in Echizen to defend Echizen while that castle's being built. I don't know. Because these rebels might attack me. You know, I might have just pissed them off. So they might actually come after me. Yeah, that's something that I'm going to have to think about for sure. I don't know how long I'm going to have to stay here. And, you know, this force here in Shinano ain't much, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm also just not too confident about it. So I'm going to have to think about that, and I'm also going to have to think about what's going to be the course of action here in my southern provinces. Now, there's a couple things I'm thinking here, and at first I'm thinking that the attack on Mimasaka would be too risky just because that would send these forces way too far out, and very likely they'd end up getting cut off from the rest of my forces. Just because I have 2 armies here, they could essentially cut me off and take Harima, and even this force here, Inaba, could defend Mimasaka while this force takes Harima. Then I'd be cut off, and this force would be completely eliminated if they lost any of those battles. Now, what I'm thinking instead is playing the conservative safe route and simply building a castle here in Harima, and then waiting those 2 turns, potentially building up some soldiers here in Yamashiro, and then continuing the slow push that way. However, in the meantime, what I can do is send this little preliminary attack force to Awaji just to try to hold this force in place so that they don't attack Harima. The thing about Harima is that it is bordering 3 provinces that have armies in them, enemy armies in them, so it is a little bit exposed now. It's a decent little force I have. 2 units of warrior monks ain't nothing to sniff at for sure. And then what I have here, I think I'd also just do a little fake attack here against Tajima. Now, I don't intend to actually take Awaji or take a Tajima. I simply want to hold these forces in place so that they don't all gang up on my force here in Harima while that castle's being built. So that's my plan for that. Now up here, I think I'm just going to send 1 unit of archers down to Mino. I don't think this rebel unit or rebel army is going to attack, but I'm not 100% on that. That's a lot. They could mess me up if they wanted to come after me for sure. And Imagawa doesn't really have a lot in Shinano. Not enough to make me think that they would attack me. Same with Yusugi. So maybe I'm just being paranoid here. I can't tell. Maybe I should just leave this archer unit here. Yeah, maybe that's the right play. And then I can bring this Yari Samurai from Owari to Mino. And then just train something else here in Owari. Yeah, that might be the right idea. Yeah, so I'll train another Yari Samurai here or Samurai Archer maybe. Yeah, I have the money for it, so I can train a Samurai Archer there. And let's see, I also have, so I'm starting to build a Spear Dojo here in Iga, so I can start training Spear troops. And then I'm starting to build a castle here in Omi, so I can eventually build an archery dojo in Omi. The reason why I'm focusing on production facilities here in Iga and Omi is that I have iron sands deposits in both of these provinces, so that eventually I can build an armory, and an armory is going to provide armor bonuses to any units that are produced there. So I'm going to have, essentially for my southern provinces, I'm going to have +1 honor bonus archers being produced from Yamashiro, plus spearmen being produced from Iga. And then on my north, I'm going to have armored spearmen being produced from Mino, armored archers being produced from Omi, and then +1 honor Ashigaru being produced from Owari. That's the idea in regards to that, and makes me think also I should probably start thinking about building ports, because ports are going to connect my provinces and help me reinforce one side of... Yeah, I should build ports for sure. Where should I focus on first? I think I want to build a port here in Owari first. They're expensive, that's the thing. But they do provide, not only do they connect provinces, but they also provide a static 200 koku income for each year. Unlike farm income, which is dependent on how good the harvest is. Sometimes you have a poor harvest, sometimes you have a good harvest. During the harder difficulties, the poor harvest outweigh the good harvest heavily. So unlike the volatile farming industry, the port industry, whatever that means, I think it is implying like fishing, maybe, perhaps, as kind of the money that's being garnered or gathered from the port. It's not trade, because when we look at this, so trade is coming specifically from allies. So it's like internal trade from other Japanese clans. So I think port income might represent either like fishing income, or it might represent trade with, say Korea or the Chinese mainland. That's my idea anyway. So in that case, ports, like I said, are expensive, but they are well worth their money. I do end up building ports in every single province that borders the ocean, which in Japan is most provinces. And that's another reason why I end up building castles in pretty much every province, because castles are a prerequisite for ports. Now, I typically have already started, in most campaigns, I usually start building ports by now already. But in this case, I've been a little busy, so I haven't had a chance to build any ports yet. But if I can connect Owari with Kawachi, that would be very good for me. And in the meantime, let's see, got units being produced there. And yeah, I should continue producing archers there. And I can also produce spearmen in Mino as well. And that's going to be a lot of money. Gosh, now that I think about it, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to afford everything I just put orders in for. So I'm just going to, instead of adding it up, I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope that I have enough money for everything I just put in. Barely enough money. Only 234 koku left. Now, okay, interesting. So it is. So I do outnumber them. 229 of my guys versus 211 of their guys, and they do. It looks like they have a 2-star general, and I have a 0-star general. I don't have much. I have one solid unit of Yari Samurai, one unit of Yari Ashigaru, and then 2 damaged units of samurai archers. You know, Awaji itself isn't very, it's not very valuable as far as a province goes, but strategically, just so I can essentially give myself some space here on Arima, and give myself some breathing room on Kawachi, that wouldn't be so bad. So I do want to fight this one just to see what I can pull off. Also, just to see what they have. I don't have any vision on their troops, so I just don't know what they have. If all they have is Yari Ashigaru, then maybe I have a chance here. Yeah, I just don't know. So I'm going to step in and try to fight this and just see what I can do here. Oh yeah, and it is winter time. Great. Fine day, I'll take that. And Awaji, oh yeah, that's right. Awaji's an interesting province for sure. Not the easiest to attack. So the way you do this is that you attack from this side and come around this way and try to get even ground on them, because they always hide up here in the forest on top of the hill, which is smart of them. And these cliff faces are impassable because it's all actual cliffs. Definitely don't want to go right up the middle, because you'll just get, you know, charged downhill from the forest from there. Also, because it's in the winter time, the snow is going to make my troops more tired as they try to walk through the snow. But definitely try, you know, the idea is to try to come around here and try to find even ground. Now, just definitely the strength of my army is my archers, not so much my infantry. I do have some decent Yari samurai, but it's nothing great. So let's see. I think actually, yeah, I'll group them separately. I think I'll do it that way, and then begin battle. And what do we got? Yari samurai at top of the hill, and then what do we have over here? 3. I don't know about this. So 1 unit of Yari Ashigaru, and then 2 units. So 3 total units of Yari samurai, but one of them, the general unit, is pretty damaged. Only 37 men in the general unit of Yari samurai, but then the 2 full, not quite full. Yeah, I don't know about this one. This is making me kind of nervous, just because I don't think my archer's going to be able to do enough damage against. So they have all melee infantry, and I just don't know if my archers will be able to do enough damage against them. I wonder what they're doing though. They're not. They wouldn't retreat, would they? I'm gonna speed up time a little bit here. Yeah, they wouldn't retreat. They should know that they have a decent chance of winning this. Now I'm gonna see if I can get position. What are they doing? I'm gonna see about getting position up here, and then here as well. And yeah, like I said before, this is a 0-star general, so not great. He's not going to provide any bonuses to my troops. So if I'm going to win this, I just have to win this straight up using tactics. And I don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure. They seem to be acting very erratically, which kind of makes me nervous, to be honest, but I'm going to get my guys formed up here and try to see what the best way of going about this is. Now, if they want to split their troops up, I'm not opposed to that. So let's see if I can tempt an engagement here. And if they want to attack me piecemeal, that would be super dope. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if I should just keep edging around the side like so. I don't want to abandon my high ground, but I kind of think if I really come around here, this would be better. It's a little iffy though. Once you get all the way around the enemy, you know, it's really good if you win, but if you lose, it's really bad. The reason being is that when troops run away, they run away straight back to the original deployment zone, not necessarily running away from enemy troops. So if the enemy stands in between retreating soldiers and their deployment zone, they're going to end up running straight through them, and they're going to end up getting cut down. That makes me nervous. Actually, gosh, you know, now that I just like said that out loud to myself, I really would rather just kind of play it straight up, come at them from this way. They don't have any archers, so it's not like they're gonna shoot down on me from here. But if I can kind of come around from this way and sort of trap these two units up against the cliff, then I can potentially get a lot of kills here. And the general is at the top. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if I can just come around here and try to just trap them against the cliff. Alright, here they come. Starting to come for me, so let's see if I can start getting some shots in. That would be good. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to have to retreat my archers because they came on me a little faster than I had hoped, so let's see if I can retreat my archers a little bit. And let's see if I can... There. Just have my archers shoot from a high ground. Alright, now if I can get a flank in on this unit right here, not sure what's going to happen. So it says they're winning easily, and if I can shoot those Ashigaru, that would be good. Shoot the Ashigaru. Good, okay. And then maybe if I attack with my archers, shoot the Ashigaru, and then how is it going here? It says that, so it looks like that fight's going to be kind of even. Now I'm not sure. So Ashigaru are losing there, and maybe if I send my samurai archers in to fight as well, maybe that would be good for me. So I'll send those archers in to fight as well. How are we doing? 53 versus my 42. Yeah, this is going to be a very desperate fight here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off. The only advantage that I seem to have right now is that their general is far away, and you're not going to be able to provide any help to this fight until much later. So otherwise, it's just going to be a very desperate fight here on this hill, and probably shouldn't have taken this battle, but I just wanted to see what I could get done and see what they have. But yeah, the fact that I have weak units and a bad general just was not a good combination. The fact I couldn't get enough shots in with my archers as well before they came into melee with me. So yeah, I got my archers are running away, and let's see what's happening here. Yeah, my general's still, nope, and now my general's running away. So not a good fight. I should not have taken that one. I ended up losing 137 men, only killed 79 of theirs, so not a good engagement in any way. And now I'm looking at this engagement here in Tajima, 139 of mine versus 191 of theirs. Yeah, I don't want to take that, so I'm just going to call off the attack here. Alright, now I'm left in a pretty precarious position here regarding this force in Awaji. Because, yeah, these guys here in Kawachi are pretty banged up. Really don't appreciate me sending them into that battle. I can reinforce with another archer unit here. Send this unit to Kawachi. Yeah. Yeah, not a good one, but at least I am just a turn away from this castle being finished here in Arima, and that's going to free up this army a little bit, to give them a little bit more initiative to move around. Now, it looks like Mori's been getting a lot more forces in this general vicinity now that I've started this war against them, and that's what's a little bit scary, is that now that I'm looking around me, it's like, oh, geez, looks like I'm outnumbered, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like I'm outnumbered for sure, but that's not the end all of things. There's plenty of fight left, and yeah, just gotta start producing more soldiers for this southern war here. Now things are looking a little bit dire here on my southern borders, so what I'm thinking is that I don't think I can really afford to play defensive at all, because at this point, just because, you know, there's soldiers here, more units being produced, it's making me nervous. I feel like I'm being surrounded here in Harima, and I feel like I really need a victory. So I want to take my warrior monk and my 2 archers from Harima and take them into Tajima, along with these forces here, my daimyo, samurai archer, 3 Yashigaru, take them into Tajima. Now, in addition to that, I think I need to send a little feigned attack in Inaba just to try to hold this army here and not let them reinforce their daimyo in Tajima. Now, my castle is going to be finished being built next turn, so as long as I leave 1 unit here in Harima, I can essentially garrison that castle and defend it. However, I should also send this army back to Awaji to essentially feign another attack here. This time an actual feigned attack. I will not go through with another assault here in Awaji. Just want to hold them in place, and in addition to that, I think it's time for this unit in Wakasa to get in the action and try to help out in Tajima as well. And I just need a victory somewhere. I just need to keep pushing Mori back if I can. And I have these warrior monk units. I need to get them in action. In fact, you know, that should be the spearhead of my entire assault, is my warrior monk units. I have 2 of them, and I should be using them. Now, I don't have a whole lot of money left, so I'm just going to be producing Yashigaru. I think, yeah, Yashigaru, and then I'll be bringing them to my southern border. I just see numbers right now. I feel like my northern border is looking okay at the moment. Looking around me, yeah, there is some Yari Samurai. You know, they are starting to build up some troops here in Hida. Kaga is terrifying for sure. There's a lot of warrior monks in Kaga. And then Imagawa, looking at them, they do... So when you see that little sword or dagger icon in a unit's card, that means that they have weapon upgrades. And weapon upgrades at this stage of the campaign is surprising. I did not expect Imagawa to already have a swordsmith, which allows them to produce higher upgraded weapons. And in addition to that, armor as well. That's what that bronze shield means, is that they have armor upgrades as well. So, holy smokes, Imagawa is doing well. And that makes me a little bit nervous for sure. Yeah, that makes me a little nervous. But so far, I feel like they have their hands full with Uesugi. If I take a look at the throne room map again. Holy moly, dang. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it very well on this map, but Imagawa has actually taken the capital of Uesugi, and then Uesugi has taken another province off of Hojo. Holy smokes. Okay, so just to show you on this map, Mutsu is Uesugi's capital, and Imagawa has taken it. So now that means that the primary troop-producing facilities for Uesugi have been probably destroyed, if not just taken over. And then Uesugi, in response, has really pushed hard against Hojo, and they've taken Hitachi and Shomotsuke, which is interesting. Huh. Those are some pretty crazy developments. So yeah, I don't think Imagawa can really afford to focus on me at all right now. They have their hands full. That's quite the war to be engaged in right now. And I'm curious. I think so. There's an Hojo emissary that looks like it's trying to track down my daimyo. If the Hojo want to start an alliance with me, I would be okay with that for sure. I could use those alliances, offer another additional 250 koku per year, and at this stage of the campaign, that's useful for sure. I'll take it. So if he wants to create an alliance with me, it's on him, because my emissary is dead. I can't initiate these things. So all right, yeah, things are pretty dicey for sure, but I'm gonna end the turn here and see if I can get this engagement here in Tajima. Alright, so I have that castle in Harima, that's good. And then castle in Omi. That's good, so I can start building troop or a dojo there. And I have a spear dojo in Iga, so I can start producing a spearman in Iga. And then I have that castle in Echizen. That's all good news. Alright, now what's happening on this front? Alright, so they have attacked Harima. Probably just have to retreat to my castle there. Now, oh, okay, so they've essentially... So they've essentially abandoned Awaji. Because I have 152 versus their 79, so... that's interesting. Just looking at the map here, it looks like I will have to retreat from Harima, but I might be able to take Tajima? A lot going on here, but I think if there's a victory to be had, I will try to take it, so I'm going to fight this one. So, same map, fine day. Don't have a lot of infantry, but I do have, you know, my archers are okay. My archers are in good shape, so grab them and grab my spearmen and try to just let my archers carry the battle. Alright, so let's see. Anyone visible right now? Let's see. I don't see anyone visible at the start. So they might just be hiding back in this forest in the back. And there they are. They're showing up on my mini-map, and I see some Ashigaru and 41 Yari Samurai. So probably some banged up forces from our last battle. And it looks like they're coming down out of the forest now. And there we have it. Looks like they're retreating off the battlefield, and I'll be able to take Awaji without a fight. Which isn't the greatest victory. I might end up having to abandon Awaji, just because I don't know if I can really hold it with the forces that I have here. I basically took this battle just in the hopes of possibly inflicting some casualties against them, but it looks like I won't be able to do that. Now let's see what else happens here. Okay, so Awaji's conquered. Yay. And then Harima is invaded. Now, can I defend this? I do have warrior monks. Warrior monks can do a lot. I'm not familiar with Harima's geography off the top of my head. I'm not sure if it's easy to defend or not. But I really think that it's worth fighting just because, yeah, those warrior monks can do a lot of damage. So, yeah, I should fight this one. And I believe one of those warrior monk units is a 1-star general, so I at least have that. And then the rest of it is just Ashigaru and archers. I actually have 4 units of archers, that's not bad, but 2 units of Ashigaru is pretty crappy. And, oh yeah, this is not a great province to defend. No high ground, really. I can kind of try to, I think just hold the middle, frankly. That might just be the best option for me, unless I want to come over here. I think maybe this is what I've tried to do in the past is, yeah, yep, I remember now. I think I just try to hold this forest, and this might give me the best opportunity to win this one. It might be raining. It's hard for me to tell right now. I think there's light rain happening right now, and if that's the case, that's gonna reduce the effectiveness of the archers against my warrior monks, which is good for sure. Should I hold the... See, I have a little bit of a high ground though if I hold the middle. Trying to think of where the best place for me to defend is. Alright, I've just decided to set up here in this forest with my archers in the front and melee soldiers in the back. Let's begin the battle and see what they have here. Speed up time a little bit. Alright, now I can start to see them in the distance here, and what do they have? Yori Samurai, they got the daimyos here, so they're potentially I can have a chance of killing the daimyo. Let's see, Ashigaru, archers. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing exactly what they have from this distance, so I'm going to speed the time up a little bit more. Alright, now as I come over the hill here, I'm trying to see exactly what they have. Oh, and daimyo's going to charge right in, so I can send my warrior monks up to try to defend my archers here, and potentially even kill the daimyo right here. And then, how many archers do they have? Ashigaru, Samurai, Samurai. It looks like they just have one unit of archers, which is good for me. Now, how are we doing against the daimyo unit? It says that they're winning against my warrior monks, which is strange. So they're down to 8 men. Maybe I should send in my Ashigaru to help with that fight, and then... Okay, so now the enemy daimyo is fleeing, so that's good. He's running away now, so I can send my warrior monks in against the Yari Samurai there, and then how are we doing? They're running away, that's good, and I can send them in against those archers, and then yep, now everyone's running away, and probably not going to get a whole lot of damage here. Looks like everyone's just going to run away, and yes, too bad I didn't kill the enemy daimyo for sure. That would have been a nice grab. So yeah, in the end, I'm not going to be able to get a lot of kills here. Whoever my monks can run down, that'll be nice. And let's see if they can run down anyone. That'd be good as well. And yeah, that's probably going to be it for this battle. Alright, so a fairly indecisive victory there. Wasn't able to get a whole lot of damage against them, but I did kill 110, so that's not the worst, but it would have been nice if I could have killed the daimyo there. And then he does decide to retreat from Tajima, so let's see, I took Tajima without a fight, so that's good. And then I did get a field promotion for one of my generals here in Harima, so that's good as well. Naito Tokinao, good job, man. You're my 2-star general, and I believe that is my warrior monk unit, so awesome. And then another... who is this? Oh, my general in Awaji. Yeah, that was kind of not really a battle, but fine. Nishio Nagaharu. I will take any promotions where I can get them, because I need good generals. Alright, sweet. So I got that province here in Tajima. And yeah, things are still looking very dicey for sure. But you know, I can take in my victories where I can get them. And at this point, I can start building a castle. I don't have enough money to build a castle now. I'm thinking that maybe I should destroy this border watchtower in Echizen so that I can build a castle in Tajima. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah, because I do have a border watchtower here in Mino that lets me keep eyes on Mikawa, Shinano, and Hida. It would be nice to be able to keep eyes on Kaga, but I basically know the story already. They're gonna have warrior monks, and I already know that. So I don't really need this border watchtower, so I can destroy that here, and I can make, let's see, an additional 100 koku. And yeah, that gives me the money I need to build a castle here in Tajima. So hopefully I can hold Tajima. I wonder, because yeah, this is quite a decent little force. 2 samurai archers, 4 Ashigaru, and 1 Yari Samurai. So a lot of Ashigaru for sure. But I don't really have much here in Tajima as well. It'd basically be a matter of me pushing forward and essentially forcing his hand. In fact, I could send my warrior monks after him. You know, I have a couple of units of warrior monks I could send to Inaba to try to distract him. Because I have this castle here in Harima, so I can just hold Harima, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. I think this is going to be kind of grindy here in the south, especially just because my reinforcements coming are going to be so slow. Like at this point I can send a unit of Ashigaru, Great, cool. It's going to take another 1, 2, 3 turns before it gets to Harima. So, yeah, progress on this front's going to be slow for sure. Now, I don't even think I can hold Hawaji for now. They're probably going to attack it, and I have the money to build a castle here, so they're probably going to attack Hawaji and take it from me. But at this point, it's just nice to get some breathing room, basically, for my forces in Harima so that they're not bordered on 3 different sides at this point. So it's okay. This is going to be a little back and forth for the time being. But hopefully in the next episode, I'll be able to take Mimasaka and then really set or strike a very furious setback into Mori's plans. So I hope you all have enjoyed this episode. And until next time, this has been Kana Step. And this has been Shogun Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.